because there's no place that is perfect where everything is right. Good food, good, good weather, good people, good everything. That's not possible. But if you find that your practice as a layman is not as advanced as it should be, then I think you should consider ordaining as a monk. I was in the same position when I first started. I practiced as a layman, but then I know that to a point I can only advance so far. If I want to go further, I think I need to go into the Sangha community. So you should seek the best Sangha community that you can. I think there are some good ones, but they are hard to find because they're usually not well known. The well-known monasteries are usually maybe it's good, but maybe because too many people know the place, so they all went there and then make it not as quiet as it should be. So try to go look for a very quiet monastery with maybe just a few monks, 4 or 5 monks, which there are. You have to ask around.
This one is similar question. From Roger Wyatt, Guildford, England. I'm lucky to live near Wat Pachita Viveka in England, and this is where I saw your book. In your biography, you describe your personal meditation retreat when you spent a year alone in your house before you were ordained. After reading your book, I've tried making a personal retreat at home, but only for 1 or 2 days. The defilements are very strong. I wonder if during this time, when you practice at home, did you miss having contact with the natural world, seeing the forest, birds, the sea, or seeing these types of things?
Sometimes, but then I also have this hindsight that I know that this is just a trap, because once you go out and then you find that you're not gaining more, you lose more than staying inside. So I try to reason with myself to resist this temptation to go outside. But if I do have to go outside, I usually go find some quiet corner. I live near the beach in Pattaya, so there are some quiet beaches where there's no people. So I usually go to those quiet corners and meditate on the beach, and go into the water when the heat gets too strong. I sometimes do this. Sometimes I even went to an island just to be alone for a few days, and I only took some bananas and some oranges as my food, and I stayed there for 3 or 4 days, and I find that very profitable, very beneficial. But to go out to shopping malls or to a party, this is not a good way to relieve your tension.
Next question from Matty Erica. I would like to ask you a question which I have, after so many years, I still cannot resolve it. I started meditation 15 years ago and I stayed in Thailand for 6 years. Now I live in a monastery in my country and help Thai people. In the past, I practiced Vipassana meditation with Burmese monks, but I found that this Vipassana meditation is without metta, so I moved to Thailand to meditate. But this Vipassana that I've learned has a deep footprint in me, which makes me feel wanting to kill someone who lives near me. I'm afraid of it when the feeling arises. So now I have been listening to your Thai Dhamma talks, and I try to use mantra Butto and breathing meditation. But sometimes this feeling of wanting to kill comes back again. It's like not me doing it. I try to look at it, why it arises, where it comes from, but I cannot help myself to find a solution. Some people who visit the Thai monk in my monastery, when they meditate, they also have the same feeling of wanting to kill someone. I don't understand why these people and I feeling the same way. I would like to continue to practice, but I want to know for sure, what is this feeling, why it arises, what can I do to cut it off forever?
Well, to cut it off immediately is to use the mantra. as soon as you realize that you want to kill someone, then you should keep reciting the mantra until you forget. Then that desire to kill someone will disappear. And do it every time. Every time you have this desire, use the mantra. Just keep reciting it. And the cause of our anger is usually from our desire. Sometimes we want something from this or that person, and they don't do what you want them to do. Then you get angry. And the more angry you get, the more you want to kill them. So you must learn to stop your desire. Don't expect anything from anybody. Try to take things as they come. Don't try to get involved with other people's activities. Leave them alone. Just watch yourself. Keep yourself. Take care of yourself by not getting into any problem with other people. When you're angry, just keep reciting the mantra and tell yourself don't have any desire for those people to do or to be the way you want them to be. They are bananas. You cannot expect them to become oranges. Let them be bananas. And if they want to become oranges, they can change themselves, but you cannot change them forcibly. You might be able to recommend them, but you have to know that they are willing to listen to you, that they take you up as their teachers. If they don't, then don't try to teach anybody, because you'll get more negative feedback. People don't want to be taught.
Question number 4 from Spain. I would like to know what are the main difficulties living the life of a monk and how to deal with them in order to be able to stay in robes and not to be stripped.
Well, the most important thing is sex. Sex is the biggest problem for monks. That's why the Buddha said, as soon as you are ordained, the Buddha said you must be taught the Asupa Kammatthana. You must constantly reflect on the repulsive aspect of the body, such as the inner organs of the body. Look inside under the skin, and also look at the time when the body dies. Then you can use this Asupa, then will help to curb or you control your sexual drive. But if you don't have this Asupa contemplation, you won't be able to last for long.
Next question from Luke McKean. Can you recommend Asupa meditation for damping lust? Is there a particular method that you use that works?
Well, there are two of them. Study the 10 corpses, the 10 stages of a corpse. I think you can read it in the Satipatthana Sutta. And also the 32 parts of the body. Go through the 32 parts. First memorize them by name. Hair of the head, hair of the body, nail, skin, teeth, so forth, flesh. And then next step, try to visualize those objects inside the body, especially under the skin. You can use the anatomy book to look at the pictures of the different organs in the body, and then try to commit them into memory, commit them the image inside your mind, so that every time you look at a human body, you see through the skin, and also see the future of the body, that eventually it's going to turn into a corpse. And you leave the corpse alone, then it will slowly disintegrate.
Next question from Go Yang Chuan, Ulu Dirang, Johor, Malaysia. I have two major weaknesses and I would like to ask your help about step by step to overcome my desire to six senses regarding to sexual desire. I know it's not good, but I always long to this mara. Is there any step-by-step practice or tutorial on this? Do I contemplate the 32 parts of the body?
Well, if you can use the 32 parts of the body, that's probably the best solution for you. Try to avoid looking at beautiful people magazine or books or any pictures of any beautiful people. Try to stay away from those pictures or images, and try to calm your mind by reciting the mantra Putto Putto, or recite the 32 parts, because this can calm your mind. Once your mind becomes calm, then the sexual desire will be hard to arise. But if they arise, you have to use the Asupa or the 32 parts of the body to subdue it.
This next question. My other weaknesses is regarding indulging in food. I'm aware it's not right, but my mind always lost after resisting to this desire of food. Now I'm from 73 kilo to 80 kilo.
Well, you have to look at the other side of food. Don't look at the food in the plate. Look at the food in the toilet. Because the food that you eat will eventually go to the toilet. Look at the food when it's in your mouth, mixed with your saliva, and you say it's very delicious. So you should try to take a picture of this delicious food by spit the food out, and then take a picture of the food, and then take it back into your mouth. If you can do this, I think you can overcome your desire for food. Think of the other side of food, the undesirable side of food. When it mixes with your saliva in your mouth, or when it enters into your stomach, and when you vomit it out, or when you defecate. These are all foods in different stages of decomposition. If you can look at this other side of food, then your desire for food will disappear.
Next question number 8 from Elizabeth Weaver, Norway. How deep samadhi can one experience when moving, for example, when walking?
When you move, you don't get samadhi, you get mindfulness. And so a certain amount of samadhi, but not complete. Yes. Your mind might be still and nothing, but it's still not perfectly still. But if you want to have the mind to be perfectly still and detached from the body, you have to sit still. So you have to sit in samadhi. You have to meditate in a meditation position.
Our next question. Could you talk about how not to cling to personality view when interacting with people?
Well, you have to think that other people also have their view. So you have to respect their view. Try to be a good listener, and try to just listen to what they have to say. Whether you like it or not, whether it is what you think or not, don't have to show your opinion. Just listen, and only say what if you ask for your opinion. If you don't, just respect that they are just like you. They have their own opinion, you have your own opinion, and everyone cling to their own opinion. So there's no point to quarrel over each other's opinion. Just respect each other's opinion. You go your way and I go my way. You want to have Chinese food, go ahead. I want to have Italian food, I'll go have Italian food. Just have respect for other people.
So for next question, is it really possible to develop a samadhi and wisdom that is strong enough to uproot self-view if one spends a lot of time with others?
No, you have to be alone in order to be able to have full concentration. Then to have full time to watch your wrong view arises, and then get rid of it with your wisdom. So if you are with people, you cannot concentrate on your meditation and your contemplation. So for people to become enlightened, they're usually alone. The Buddha was alone when he became enlightened. Ajahn Man was alone in the forest. When every monk who became enlightened has to be alone. They cannot become enlightened with other people around them, except for some exceptional cases. like listening to a Dhamma talk and then become enlightened. But then everybody is sitting still and nobody is saying anything or doing anything. So everybody is inside themselves, inside their mind. You have to go inside your mind to become enlightened. You cannot be outside and become enlightened.
Next question, number 11 from Jim Burgess, Scotland. Is it possible for a person who has been enlightened to be reborn by choice? The Dalai Lama has been reincarnated for 14 times. Does this mean he was not enlightened in his previous life, and or that he chooses to be here?
You cannot choose, because the law of karma is beyond your control. You cannot say, I'm going to be born in America next life, become a, or be born in Thailand, so forth. This is under the law of karma, which the Buddha says is beyond your comprehension. So beyond your control. You can generally control the general direction of your rebirth. If you keep the 5 precepts, then you will prevent yourself being reborn in the lower realms of existence, such as animal or in hell. But you cannot direct your rebirth. You can do it generally. If you become a Sotapanna, you can limit your rebirth to 7 lives at the most as a human being. If you can achieve the second level as Sakidagami, then you will limit your rebirth to just one life. And if you become an Anakami, then you will be reborn in the Brahma realm, not in the human or in the Deva realm. And if you become an Arahant, then you don't be reborn again. So this is about as much as you can do. You have to become enlightened in order to be able to control your rebirth. You cannot just say, I want to be born there or born here. You cannot.
So even after enlightenment, one cannot choose by choice.
If you cannot choose to become this or that, but you become the same person that you were before you die. The mind doesn't change. See? You only change your body. Like changing your clothes, the same old body, you change your clothes. The mind is like the body, and the body is like the clothes for the mind.
Next question from Salamo, Brazil. I live quite far from Sangha community. Therefore, my only contact with Buddhism is through books. I suffer with condition of anticipation anxiety. It bothers me a lot. Would you be kind to teach me how to practice to fight this?
Generally, because you lack mindfulness, you're not controlling your thoughts, and your thoughts keep thinking about things that make you anxious. So when you're anxious, you should stop your thought by reciting a mantra, such as Bhutto, Bhutto. Recite until your anxiety disappears. And every time you have anxiety, just keep reciting the mantra. Before you can do this, you have to practice reciting the mantra even before you have any anxiety. Because if you don't practice, when you have anxiety, you won't have the strength to recite the mantra. So try to recite the mantra now, from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. See how much can you recite the mantra for. Then when you have this ability to recite the mantra, when your mind becomes anxious, you can use the mantra to stop your anxiety. And if you want to get rid of your anxiety completely, you have to use the 3 characteristics to get rid of your anxiety. If you're anxious about someone, look at that someone as anicca, dukkha, anatta. Then you will not be anxious, because you know they will die. They are anicca. You cannot stop them from dying. So when you know the truth, then you will not be anxious about that person.
May I interrupt?
Yes,
What
yes.
you just said about mantra?
Yes.
You said keep reciting about mantra. Is it the same practice when you breathe as well?
Same thing. It's a different style, different method.
You just say mantra without
Yeah,
controlling
it depends on your situation. If you're moving around, working, doing things, you cannot watch your breath. Yeah. So you use the mantra.
When you say practice, one should stay still, or it doesn't matter?
If you want to have complete concentration, you have to sit still and then focus on your breath. Okay? Yeah.
Next question from Stephen Roberto from Chile. Yes, 5 questions. What are the definitions of and relationship between the mind, consciousness, memories, the brain, and human will?
Well, the mind is the one who knows. This is the non-physical part, while the brain is the physical part of the body. The brain has, the function of the brain is to coordinate the body action, the movement, while the mind is the one who tells the body what to do. Consciousness and the mind is the same thing. We use them differently. Yeah. The mind, consciousness, the one who knows, the one who thinks. This is the same one. This is the puppet master. The body is like the puppet. See? The body needs the puppet master to tell it what to do. So the mind tells the body to get up, to walk, to stand, to eat. Without the mind telling the body, then the body will not be able to do anything. So every time you're going to do something, you have to think first. I'm going to do this. So you tell the body, do this. Then the body do what you tell it to do. So the mind and the body are two different persons. The brain belongs to the body. And the consciousness, the thinking belongs to the mind.
Memories and human will?
Memories is also in the mind. The will is also in the mind.
This next question. Is mind what is reborn?
No, the mind is the one who go get a new body. Like when you lose your car. When you lose your old car, you go buy a new car. Yes, the driver go buy a new car. And you get a new body. When your old body dies, you still want to use the new body. You still want to use the body. So you go look for a new body. So you can say the mind is the one who is reborn with a new body.
As there is no such thing as self, who is it that trained the mind during the practice?
The mind is the one who knows, who thinks. Yeah. And the one who trains the mind is the Dhamma. The Dhamma is the trainer. The Dhamma teaches the mind to think properly, to stop when it should stop. So the Dhamma is the trainer of the mind. That's why you need the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha to train your mind.
This next question. Upon enlightenment, when the mind no longer clings to a body, what happens to the mind?
It's still there, just like before. What changes is there's no clinging, no suffering with the body. The body can accept the body to get old, get sick and die. The mind can accept the aging, sickness and death of the body. When it sees that the body isn't the mind. See. Right now the mind is under delusion and it thinks the body and the mind is the one and the same thing. But with enlightenment, you separate the mind from the body. So you no longer have any anxiety or stress with the body. Because you know you're not the one who get old, get sick or die.
If after attaining enlightenment, is there a guarantee that one will never fall into defilement again?
Yes, because you know, see. You know what defilements are. Before you don't know which defilement, what defilement are. You think they are not defilements. So you keep going back to the defilements. Yeah. But once you become enlightened, you know what the defilements are, and you never go back to them anymore.
Question number 18 from Alexander May, United States. What is the way to eliminate all desire and reach the stage of anagami? Is it a matter of having perfect samadhi to become an anagami?
Perfect samadhi plus the contemplation of asupa. You have to see the body as asupa all the time. Not just some of the time, all the time. Every time you see a body, you see it as a corpse or as a 32 parts. Then you will get rid of your sexual desire completely.
Next question, question number 90. How often would you recommend a lay person to meditate every day? Is 3 hours enough?
It's up to you how much time you have to devote to your practice. The more time, the better. It's like working. The more you work, the more money you make. The same way with Dhamma. The more practice you make, the more Dhamma you get. The closer you become enlightened.
Next question from Rose, Florida, United States. What is the core of happiness and what is the core of wisdom?
The core of happiness is calm, peace of mind. When the mind stops thinking, that's when you find real happiness. And the core of wisdom is the Four Noble Truths. If you understand the Four Noble Truths, then you have the wisdom to overcome all your suffering, to get rid of your suffering. So this is what you need, two things. You need completely calm, which is samadhi, and you need the understanding of the Four Noble Truths.
Next question from Liansi, Malaysia. How to have strong mindfulness?
Pardon me?
How to have strong mindfulness?
You have to be in the present all the time. Never send your mind to the past or the future. Never think aimlessly, let's put it that way. If you think, you have to think under your control. Because in life you still have to think. But you should think with mindfulness. And think only what you have to think. When you don't have to think, it's better to stop thinking. And stay in the present. Just to know. Just don't think, just know. Know what you're doing, know what you're seeing, know what you're hearing. Don't think about what you see, what you hear, because it will cause defilement to arise.
Next question. A friend is unable to sit still for meditation. After sitting just 2 minutes, he has to get up. His mind is full of thinking. How to help him?
He has no mindfulness, very little mindfulness. So he should learn to recite a mantra. Try to recite a mantra for a long time. Half an hour, 1 hour, something like that. Then they will have strong mindfulness.
Next question from Penang, Malaysia. My son, who is a medical student, asked me this question. What to do or say when I come across a patient who can't survive during resuscitation and the patient died? He said he has chanted Sukhi Hontu, which I told him is not correct. Please advise what to do or what to say.
Just say this is life. It's life, you know. Once you're born, you have to die.
So don't need to say anything.
No, just tell yourself that you're gonna die too in the future. Just remind yourself that you're one day closer to death. This is wisdom.
Next question from Yo, Singapore, question number 25. Can merits be shared and how does it work?
Merit be shared. You can share your merit from dana to those who departed. And they have to be in the position to wait, if they are waiting for this merit. Some who departed have their own merit, so they don't have to wait for merit from other people.
Question number 26. Is it possible to share merits with those who are still alive and share with all sentient beings?
No. When people are alive, they have to make their own merit, because they can make more. Because the merit you share is very small amount, like the money you give to beggar. So if you want money, if you're alive, you can work and you can make more money than become a beggar. You know. So merit is usually shared for those who cannot make merit, those who already die. Those who are still living, they should make their own merit because they get a lot more.
Next question. Do we have to practice to let go of our mind? How do we practice to do so?
Not the mind itself, but the things that inside the mind, such as the thought, the feeling, the emotions. You have to let go of them. Don't cling to them. Don't try to manage or manipulate them. Just live with them. Take them as they come. Sometimes you have a good day, sometimes you have a bad day. Just live with it. Treat it as anicca, impermanent. Everything comes and goes. Then you will not have any stress with your mind. Right now people have mental stress because they want to manipulate the mind to always be happy. But sometimes things don't work that way. But you can be happy without being happy. By accept that you are not happy, then you can be happy. Just as I said, today I'm not happy. Okay, so what? Tomorrow I might be happy. But today I have to live with this unhappiness. If I can live with this unhappiness, then I can be happy. Okay.
Next question from Carrie Cat, Malaysia, question number 28. Why monks only eat 1 meal a day? What is the rationale behind it?
Because first of all, the body only needs so much food. And eating once a day is enough for monks who doesn't have to do any physical work. Secondly, it helps to prevent the hindrance such as sleepiness or laziness. So this is the purpose of eating once a day. And also, it's less trouble. That if you eat 3 times a day, you have to wash your dishes 3 times. See? If you eat only once a day, you only wash your dishes only once. And your body also works only once. Your stomach only digests the food only once. So you live longer that way because you don't use the body too much. The body is just like an automobile. If you drive a lot, then it can get bad quicker. If you use it very little, then it lasts longer.
Next question from Alexander Kyoy, Indonesia. I have a lot of questions. They are either very technical or very unusual. I kept reading books and ended up with more questions in my mind. After I met a lot of Long Tu and Long Ta in my recent trip to Thailand at countryside, I realized that if I were to obtain the answer I was seeking, I probably must develop samadhi. Is this assumption correct, or should I just keep reading more books?
Well, see, reading books is good to a certain extent to know how to make yourself get rid of your unhappiness, sadness. Once you know that, then you should concentrate on the practice. Don't think about other things. It's not necessary. Don't think about how the sun come up, how the water rises into the air, and why people are like this or like that. These are useless questions. Only pay attention to the question that you want to know. That is essential to you. That is how to make myself get rid of my suffering, my dukkha. And the Buddha said you have to fight your desire. You must resist your desire by giving dana. If you want to spend money on your desire, spend it on charity instead. If you want to hurt someone because you hate them or you're angry, you should keep the precepts. So this is the way that this is what you should know. Just know why you should give to charity, why you have to keep the precept, and why you have to meditate. Meditate to keep your mind calm and to stop your desire. And develop wisdom so that you can see that your suffering is caused by your desire. Once you know that your suffering is caused by your desire, then you just get rid of your desire, then your suffering will disappear. Once you have no suffering, then you're happy. Then you don't care who or what people do. It won't bother you. See? Okay.
Next question from Rao Jianmark, France. I really want to know clearly this part of practice so that I will be able to follow it. What really the correct way of practice? What is it the thing that will lead me to understand the Dhamma?
Well, first you have to study so that you know what you have to practice. And basically you have to practice the triple training, Sila, Samadhi and Panya. Once you know that, then you should go and practice Sila, practice Samadhi and practice Panya. Dana, you do it because if you still want to spend money to to do what you want to do, then you should give it to charity instead. But if you want to keep the money to support your practice, then it's okay to keep it. But if you want to spend money just to, so that because you want to do something, buy something, although they are not essential for you to do, then you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't spend money that way. Spend it to charity or save it for your practice, to support your practice. Then you can, what you want is the time to practice. If you still have to work so that you can have money, so you can spend money, then you should stop spending money so that you don't have to work. Then you will have the time to practice the triple training full time by being a monk or being a mechi.
Next question from Aini, Indonesia. Ajahn, last time you said we were born because of our cravings, but how about our death and how about our karma?
Well, that's also part of it. But without the cravings, then the karma cannot drive the mind to be reborn. The force that drives the mind to be reborn is the cravings. Once then on the craving, all the karma will have no effect on the mind. Like the Buddha and his noble disciple, they still had karma, but those karma no longer have any effect on the mind that has no desire, no cravings.
Question number 32. One of my friends had an abortion because the doctor said that the baby will have defect or will be not normal. Is it okay to do that? If not okay, what should they do?
Well, if you don't want to kill, then you just have to let the body develop and then be born, and just accept that it's the baby's karma and your karma also, so that it can teach you that next time you don't want to have any more babies. And not to have babies, then maybe you should stop your sexual desire. Then it will be beneficial for you. Then you can become enlightened that way. But if you keep killing the baby, then you still want to have a new baby, and you still want to have your sexual desire, then you'll keep coming back and reborn again and again. So you should let things go, develop naturally, and accept it. This is the law of karma.
Next question from Colombo, Sri Lanka. If I don't believe in reincarnation, which means everything ends at death, how do I ascertain that there is nibbana?
Well, nibbana doesn't have to depend on rebirth or reincarnation. Nibbana is just to get rid your mind of suffering, of stress, of sadness. And this you don't need to believe in reincarnation. Just believe the Four Noble Truths, that your suffering, your mental stress arise from your cravings or your desire. If you can get rid of your craving or your desire by the practice of sila, samadhi and panya, then you can get rid of your suffering.
Last question.
Is that all? I thought there were more than that.
Yeah, one more. Okay. Today is my birthday. My husband did not wish me happy birthday. This has been happening for a few years. I just can't help feeling sad. The same goes with my 15-year-old daughter, but I bet she forgot. This year I promised myself not to take it to heart and just chant when my mind goes wandering and becoming sad. This may be my karma, so any advice?
Yes, you should think that birth is not a happy day. Birth is suffering, the Buddha says. Because when you are born, you will have to get old, get sick and die. So it's better not to have a birthday, not to be reborn again. So there is no such thing as a happy birthday. It's a sad birthday. Sad birthday, not a happy birthday. So if anybody says happy birthday, they are lying to you. If they say it's a sad birthday, then they are telling you the truth. Okay? All right. I'm sorry about the noise. I hope you can. I hope you can hear the question and the answers. If it's not clear, please send the question back again, and next time we will do this again. We cannot predict the weather, you know. We thought it might be clear today, and then suddenly it rains. So. But since we already have made an appointment, so we try to keep this appointment. So the condition might not be perfect. So I hope you forgive us and bear with us these inconveniences. Okay, may you all be well and happy and advance in your practice. Goodbye. Until the next session. Okay.